man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like I'm fine. You know what I mean? But like,
Oh,
we do some of these late night shows. Like, I just kind of want to
yeah.
rip some
Oh, I
smelling
forgot
salts.
there's a football game on. I just turned on the Wild game, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Fucking
Yeah, Bucks up 7-0. Anyway,
did Ibuka score?
I don't know. I was in transition.
Hmm. That's literally all I care about. Get Ibuka some touchdowns.
Alrighty. You ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
We go 3, 2. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes. I, of course, am the brofict one, AJ. Joining me as always, man with the number, sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail the king of the links, the money train, Noah. And from all of us here at Degenerate Takes, happy 6th annual Bull Bonanza, Noah. One of the few shows that I would say we have continued to do throughout our time being Degenerate Takes and doing all of this. And it's got to be one of the shows I look forward to the most, along with our draft coverage, March Madness, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just so much college football, Noah. It's so much college football. So many games that, in the long run, do they mean much? No. But in that moment, is that
Hey,
all I care about? Absolutely.
they mean a lot to the players, the coaches, some of the fan bases. Some fan bases are pissed off to be in certain bowl games. Some are just happy to be there and looking forward to it. So you know what? It's a great time. It is one of our things every year that I do look forward to. Obviously, March Madness absolutely huge, but Bowl Bonanza, hell of a lot of fun and a real litmus test of how much have you been paying attention to college football this year.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And, the other part that makes it so interesting and so difficult is you're dealing with, not only a lot of opt outs of teams, and we were talking about it a little bit before we went on air, Noah, how it feels like there's been a lot more over the last couple of years. And it feels like a lot of the bigger names are definitely sitting out from it. But you're also dealing with a lot of players. This is that time where the portal's about to open. Am I going to stay? Am I going to go? Do I want to risk getting injured before I leave? All of that playing into effect here. And you have some coaches, like a Ken Dillingham, who are like, hey, if they want to stay around and play for the bowl game, but want to enter the transfer portal after, whatever. Yeah, this is the 2025 team, and the 2025 team is going to do what the 2025 team wants to do. Love that out of him. And I think a lot more coaches are probably leaning that way, especially with the NIL era and everything. But still, that's not going to stop the big names or the transfers sitting out. And it definitely changes the dynamic of the matchups a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. And always interesting to see. These can get a little tricky as we're picking all of them before knowing the full picture on some of these games, because you do have players that will opt out of some of these, some big name players. And we're just taking our best stab at it with what we know so far, what's happened this season. And you can sometimes see some really big line movement if, a star player or two decide that they're hitting the transfer portal and not, sitting out the bowl game. But either way, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to it.
Well, before we dive into it, Noah, do just want to take a moment. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. But Noah, let's not waste any time. We got a lot of games to get to, and I do want to go ahead and put this out there that this will not include college football playoff picture games whatsoever. Those are going to be a part of our weekly show where we do our NFL picks and everything like that. So tune into those for our our playoff picks and everything like that. We are strictly working on the bowl games, and the bowl games with the names that I have to look up to look if they're a real company or not, because some of these companies, Noah, I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. Like, what the fuck is the Bucked Up LA Bowl? Like, is that shitty energy drink that's out there?
I don't know. What is Bucked Up?
I think it's this really shitty energy drink I was like given a free sample of in front of a baseball game or something. I think it's the Rocks company, maybe.
Pre-workout creatine supplements, protein sodas, and energy drinks.
Yeah, tastes like shit. Let me tell you that. But hey, they got enough marketing money to buy a bull. Noah, you got to shout out to these companies thinking that this is going to make people buy their shit.
LA Bowl, one of those that is seemingly changed hands every year or two for quite some time. It was the Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel LA Bowl for like the last 2 years, and then
It was the Gronk Bowl before that, wasn't it?
no, I think that was most recent. It might have been Jimmy Kimmel before that. It
Mm.
was something else before that. That one, and then and then on the flip side, you got certain bowls that have had the same sponsors for decades, and the ones you know and love, but like the New Era Pinstripe Bowl, man.
Yes. New Era Pinstripe
Who
Bowl. You gotta
doesn't
love.
who doesn't want to go play outside in January or late December in Yankee Stadium?
Hey, those kids have been dreaming of it, Noah. Those kids have been dreaming of it. When they're out there playing backyard football, when they're out there running laps and running sprints, they're like, damn it, I just want to play in the bucked up LA Bowl or
You
something like
know, well, yeah, that one. At least that one's nice weather. Like I'm gonna go back to the Pinstripe Bowl real quick because that's the punishment you deserve for going 6-6 in the Big Ten. You get the Pinstripe Bowl. You go 7-5, maybe you get the Fenway Bowl. No, that's also 6-6. I don't know if the Big Ten plays in that one. You go 7-5, you get that extra win. Then you get to go play indoors in Detroit in the
Oh, yeah.
Motor City Bowl or whatever. But yeah, playing outside in a baseball stadium in late December. That's what you get for going 6-6 in a Power Four conference, and I feel like it's just
Poetic.
warranted. It's poetic justice, right? It's you have
Yeah.
that kind of season, you're going to go play shit football outside at a baseball stadium.
Yeah, there's no relegation in football, and so this is the best we can do. We can stick you at Yankee Stadium in the middle of January. Have fun with that. In the beginning of January, I guess. But Noah, I think it is always just so appropriate that we start off Bull Bonanza almost every single year with an FCS matchup. So let's get it going. Let's get this train on the tracks. Let's start with the Cricket Celebration Bowl. Noah, there are no lines out on this because it is FCS, and you typically don't see lines for this until it gets to the championship game. South Carolina State, Prairie View, A&M. No line on this one, Noah, but you got any side, any lean on this?
Yeah, so by the way, Cricket Celebration Bowl, not always sponsored by Cricket, but it is now. The
No.
Celebration Bowl, though, been around, and it is always every year the champion of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The MEAC and the SWAC meeting every year to kick off bowl season. As it's said, it's in the Bible. You can look it up and quote me on that. But yeah, this is a tough one, but I look at it and, I am, and I did have to go pull my research on these two teams because I have not, shocker, have not watched a single South Carolina State or Prairie View A&M game this year. But I'm going with SC State to take this one home.
Whew. All right. Well, I want to start off with a little bit of friction. I'm going Prairie View A&M, brother. Let's go with that. I also have watched a lick of film on them. So let's keep it moving to the game.
AJ actually spent all day today watching film on Prairie View A&M and South Carolina State.
My boss was not stoked. K-Tech, you got that report for me? Sorry, sir. I'm watching. I gotta finish my film study on Prairie View A&M. My bad.
You're like,
anyway.
taking longer than expected. I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Let's get to the next one. No, the bucked up LA Bowl. We got Boise State, Washington. Washington, 10-point favorites here. 52.5 is the total. And I remember earlier in the season, where I was talking about, Boise State losing kind of a little bit of what they had, a little bit of that juice, not having Ash and Genty back. And I still stand by those statements. Did they go ahead and go 9-4? Absolutely. Do I think Washington is a better team overall? Absolutely. Do I think 10 points is a little too low in this one? Absolutely. Give me Washington minus the 10 in the bucked up LA Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, Boise State, Mountain West champions going out on top because the computer algorithm said so. Good for them. Now, Boise's not, I don't want to say they're a shell of what they were last year, but they're definitely not as good. Washington has taken a step in the right direction this year. This one does feel like a lopsided matchup. And assuming nothing happens with Jed Fish before this one, and this one is being played on Saturday, so I don't think we're going to see any movement in the next 2 days.
No.
This could be a interview, if you will, for that Michigan job for Jed Fish, if he is indeed a guy that they're keeping their eye on. He goes out there because Jed Fish, if he goes to Michigan, he probably will successfully do what he unsuccessfully tried to do when he left Arizona and take a handful of
Yeah.
their starters with him. Didn't work at Arizona. They were bought into the team culture, not the Jed Fish culture. But I think things are a little bit different there at Washington. I do expect Washington to beat Boise State in what could be a little bit of a blowout. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one be a rout.
Yeah. Seems like it might be a boring one, Noah, but a good one. A good one. It's a second bowl game of the year. It's going to be a great one, Noah. I know
mean,
that.
both of these are decent teams, so it's not some shit bowl, but it does feel like this matchup is lopsided, barring some key players sitting out for Washington or something like that. But if most of their team is playing, if Jed Fish is still there coaching them, I do think they run away with this.
I would agree, Noah. Let's move on to the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. We got Troy. We got Jacksonville State. Troy, 2.5-point favorites here. 46.5 is the total. What do you got on this one?
Yeah, I got a little Conference USA versus Sunbelt, who honestly I would say are pretty comparable conferences. Troy did, for 3 quarters, play James Madison pretty damn tough in that conference championship game. Troy is pretty feisty. Jacksonville State coming also on the losing end of their conference championship game against Kennesaw in a rematch. What did you say the spread was on this?
Troy, 2.5.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'll take Troy. I do think Troy's just a more talented program. I don't want to say better coached or better ran because Jacksonville State has been doing some really good things. That program's in a good place right now, I think. But I do think Troy comes out of this and that spread's low enough. I'm cool with Troy on that.
Yeah, give me Troy minus 2.5. I like the performance they put up against JMU. Jacksonville State just doesn't feel like they got that kind of a juice to me. Let's go to the Staff DNA Cure Bowl, Noah. And before you ask, yes, I did look it up. Staff DNA is the first and only technology company delivering healthcare candidates to blah, 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 AI, travel nurse, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to buy one of these bowl games, like, can we keep the About Us section just shorter? Like, I just need, like, we sell shit. We sell shit you might want. Like, you know what I mean? Don't give me this corporate speak AI bullshit.
What if you need a travel nurse, AJ?
But it said AI in there. I don't need an AI travel nurse. I got ChatGPT and X in my pocket.
Well, I think AI and travel nurse are two separate things. In that
fine. Are you going to make me read this whole thing?
Hey, but I'm just saying.
Are you going to make me read this?
I'm just saying. No. You looked it up, right? If you have a company or a clinic or something, and you need a travel nurse.
I think they do travel nurses. No, I don't know. It said AI and then it said travel nurse. I don't know what they do.
And if you haven't heard of any other companies that supply travel nurses,
okay,
maybe you're watching football on whatever day this is, and you're watching this game.
I think this is on a Tuesday. It is on a Tuesday. No, it's on a Wednesday.
Yeah, you're gonna get fed a couple Staff DNA ads, and so next time you need a travel nurse, that's probably who the first person you're gonna go to, first company you're gonna go to is Staff DNA. So,
So they built the world's first digital marketplace for healthcare careers. As an industry leader in healthcare workforce management, we're not following trends. We're setting them. God, great buzzwords there. Commitment to excellence. Yeah.
Does not apply to a massive part of the population, or probably most people who are going to be watching a Wednesday afternoon bowl game, but
shout out to Staff DNA. They got a bowl game. No, do you have a bowl game? I don't have a bowl game.
No, I don't.
Anyway, Old Dominion, USF 3.5-point favorites here. 53.5 is the total here. Not going to lie, no, this one was a difficult one for me. Where do you sit on this?
Yeah, I do think this is going to be a blowout. If you had asked me about 6 weeks into the season, I would have said Old Dominion might win this game. where we're sitting at right now, and I know South Florida didn't finish the season the way that they wanted to, but this USF team is capable of putting up a lot of points. And Old Dominion's a good, well-rounded team, but I think at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to hang with South Florida, and I think South Florida is going to go ahead and win this by multiple scores.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on USF on this one, minus that 3.5. They've had a hell of a season, and I think nothing would top that off more than winning the Staff DNA Cure Bowl. Do they get like, you think like, a Pop-Tart Bowl, they get a huge Pop-Tart. Do you think they get like
A travel nurse?
travel nurse? Never. No. With the situations going on right now, they can't do that. They cannot do that. Make sure Sharon Moore's still in jail. Anyway.
Hey, funny you say that. My phone was just ringing, and it was a Michigan number. They must have gotten my application for the Michigan head coaching job.
Well, hey, I'm pulling for you, bud. I'm pulling for you. I think I think you'd be a good Michigan man up there.
Yeah, hey, like I said, I'll take a massive pay cut. You look, I might not be as qualified as the other guys, but just pay me $300,000-400,000 a year. We'll call it good. That's going to save you a lot of money versus paying 8 or 10 or 12 million to somebody else. So
yeah, hey, we'll go ahead and get the NIL going and everything like that. And
I'm just saying, I'm the much cheaper option out of anybody else who's going to be a candidate for that. So
I'd agree.
I should probably check my voicemail if I get one. That was probably University of Michigan
Probably
offering me the job.
Well, until you check your voicemail, no, let's keep picking bowl games. You got the 68 Ventures Bowl, Louisiana, Delaware. Louisiana, them Raging Cajuns, 3-point favorites here. 59.5 is the total. Noah, you know my rules during bowl season. If the Raging Cajuns are playing, I'm a betting on them. Give me the Cajuns minus the 3.
Yeah, we got a handful of them. Sunbelt versus Conference USA. Delaware, relatively new, just made the jump a few years ago, I believe, from FCS. Got off to a real nice start this season.
Yeah.
Lost a number of close games in conference play. Finishing results not exactly what it started as, but I'm going with the Fighting Blue Hens on this one too. Winning a probably exciting one against the University of Louisiana. Raging Cajuns.
The Raging Cajuns. Let's go. Moving on, let's go to the Xbox Bowl, Noah. Missouri State, Arkansas State. Arkansas State, 1.5-point favorites, 56. Huh?
When's the PlayStation Bowl?
I think it's later, actually. But Arkansas State, 1.5-point favorites, 56.5 is the total. Noah, this is a personal pick for me. Met a guy on the elevator at work wearing an Arkansas State jacket. And I said, "Oh, did you go to Arkansas State?" And he was shocked that I knew what Arkansas State was. And he said, "No, my son is actually the wide receiver coach out there at Arkansas State." And I'm like, "Oh, no shit." He gets to go out to a couple of games every year. It's awesome.
You could say AJ's got a personal connection to Arkansas State. He's got an in. He knows.
It was a very nice conversation I had with that man that one time. I have not seen him around the office since. I don't know where he sits, but give me Arkansas State minus the 1.5. I have full faith in his son to have those wide receivers absolutely cooking up some routes this one.
Yeah, interesting note about this bowl game. Missouri State able to compete in a bowl game in their first year in FBS. Usually there is a waiting period. Because of the opt-outs, Missouri State got a nod at 7-5 because there were enough opt-outs and other teams that just declined bowls that they said, all right, well, we need to fill this bowl. Rather have Missouri State than a 4-8 team playing in a bowl game. So shout out to Missouri State getting to go bowling in their first year in FBS. They had a very respectable season.
Yeah, 7-5. Can't complain about that.
Going into the last couple of weeks of the season, they look like they might have had a chance to make an appearance in the Conference USA championship game. Missouri State, a perennial attendee of the FCS tournament in previous years. Now, when is North Dakota State, when are Montana or Montana State going to make the jump? I think those teams are especially North Dakota State's made it clear.
Yeah.
They're like, we're fine being the Nick Saban era Alabama of
Oh,
FCS,
for
and
sure.
we don't need to
For
make
sure.
the jump. I think North Dakota State should make the jump into the Mountain West, especially a conference that now is going to need to add some players. If you could grab North Dakota State, Montana, and Montana State, I know that's like most years 3 of the top 5 teams in FCS, but all those teams could come in and compete in the Mountain West. Missouri State just has a little bit more courage, went ahead, did it. Had a great year 1 in FBS. Great year 1. They were competitive in the top half of Conference USA. I think they take care of business, win a bowl game. In a bowl game that they weren't even expecting to be invited to. And then they get the invite. And just poetic justice if Missouri State, if the Bears from Missouri State take care of business here.
Well, we'll see what they can get done. Noah, let's go to the Myrtle Beach Bowl where we got Kennesaw State, Western Michigan. Western Michigan, 4-point favorites here. 49.5 is the total. What you got on this one?
Yeah, hey, man. Dirty Myrtle. We got the teal turf. 2 conference champions in this bowl game. We got the Conference USA champions in Kennesaw State against the MAC champions in Western Michigan. This ought to be a fun one. This is going to be competitive. I think this is going to really determine, because I do think a lot of people view the MAC as a more competitive, better conference than Conference USA. I think it's the opposite way around. I do think it's the opposite way around. And Kennesaw State, in their second, third year in FBS, another team that just made the jump recently, they believe 2 years ago didn't win a single game. Lost their first 4 or 5 games last year. Had a couple wins towards the end of the season, and they came out hot this year. I'm riding with the Kennesaw State Owls to take care of business against Western Michigan. I would bet the public money and on the spread and the money line is going to be heavy on Western Michigan on this one. And I do think people are going to be a little bit surprised when Kennesaw State comes and takes care of business in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you, Noah. Give me Kennesaw State on the money line. Give me the over 49.5 here as well. I do think this game is going to be points.
I disagree. I think we're going to see an under game, a low scoring, close one.
I hope so. That'd be more exciting. Western
hasn't been a huge put up points team. Kennesaw State has not been a huge put up points team. Both of these teams have really good defenses. I'm big time on the under on this one. I think Kennesaw State takes care of business.
All right, let's go to the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. Memphis, North Carolina State, NCSU, 5.5-point favorites here. 57.5 is the total. Nope, I'm not doing it, Noah. I'm not doing it. I've fallen for this trap so many freaking times, Noah, and it's more painful than when I bet on Sung J M to win, week after week after week. I keep thinking, oh, NC State's back. And no, give me Memphis on the money line. NC State ain't shit to me. They are dead to me. They've had a respectful season. I'm done with them. Give me Memphis on the money line.
Yeah, God, NC State's been a weird. I mean, the ACC has just been shit, but the NC State's been one of those. They've been one of those feisty teams. It's like they've ruined or come close to ruining a couple seasons so far this year in the ACC. I just don't know if the motivation or the fight's going to be there for this one against Memphis. I think God, what happened to Memphis? Looked like they maybe were going to have a stab at a playoff spot, and then they just kind of pissed it away, especially with getting blown out by like 20 points to UAB. I think Memphis is going to come into this one with more fire lit under their ass, and I think they're going to take care of business and win this one outright. I agree with you there.
Let's go, Memphis. All right, let's go to one of my favorite bowls, Noah, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Washington State, Utah, 3-point favorites here. 52.5 is the total. Noah, I've been looking for a reason to take this former Pac-12 team, this current Pac-12 team. I'm struggling.
Yeah, not former, one of the 2 teams that never left.
I'm struggling to find a reason to bet on them. No, Noah. Everything's pointing me to Utah State. Can you give me anything to, kind of reignite my love for the Pac-12 here?
All right, you can go ahead and take Utah State. Washington State's been an interesting team this year. I had to double check when I saw that they were in a bowl game. I was like, do they win enough games to be bowl eligible? Because I feel like every game I remember them playing in, they lost. They had a couple real close nail biters against what we were calling good SEC teams. They got absolutely fucking shit rocked by North Texas, and then lost in a 2-point game to JMU.
Yeah.
Those are the 4 games I remember from Washington State this year. But I guess in their other ones that I don't remember, they went 6-2 and did okay. I know they split with Oregon State. They did play twice this year. Lost the first matchup, got the revenge in the second matchup to get to bowl eligible. I'm on Wazoo, man. I think they got more talented players. They got better coaching, better facilities. Utah State, a team that some years has been good. This year at 6-6 in the Mountain West, I'm just not feeling it there. I think Washington State is totally capable of winning this game and winning it by a decent margin. Will that happen? I don't know, because we've seen different variations of Washington State show up.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, give me the Cougs in this one.
Go Cougs. You convinced me, Noah. Go Cougs. Cougs plus the 3 on the money line. Let's roll. Next game, Noah, let's go to the Bushes Roca Raton Bowl. Boca Raton. Jesus Christ. Bushes Boca Raton. Yes, not Roca Baton. Anyway. Toledo, Louisville, 8.5-point favorites here. 44.5 is the total. I like the way Louisville's been playing this season. I think they're a fine team. I think they're a respectable team, and I think they're a hell of a lot better than Toledo. Give me Louisville minus that 8.5.
Yeah, I was a little confused with this line when I saw it. And I know, like I've said, the ACC was ass this year. They were ass, and they seem to be getting worse every year as a whole. That being said, I think the MAC is the worst FBS conference.
Wow.
And I know that might be a hot take. Like I said earlier with Western Michigan and Kennesaw, I think Kennesaw is going to prove that Conference USA is tougher than the MAC. But out of the 9 conferences that we have in the FBS, I do think the MAC has, over the last 4 or 5 years, worked their way from 6th down to 9 out of 9. And I think that's going to show here. I think Louisville's going to stomp right over them. Jeff Brum not going anywhere. Louisville, I'd be shocked if they have too many sit-outs in this one. Maybe a couple, but probably not like meaningful impact players. And I think Louisville's really just going to take it to Toledo here in this one.
I couldn't agree more. No, I could not agree more. Let's move on to the New Orleans Bowl, Noah. We got Western Kentucky going up against Southern Miss. The Hilltoppers are 4-point favorites. 55.5 is the total. Death, taxes, AJ betting on the Hilltoppers, Noah. I like this Western Kentucky squad a lot. They play out a very respectable season. I think they're going to end it on top in a bowl game. Give me Western Kentucky over Southern Miss.
Yeah, as we get into more of these group of 5 versus group of 5 conference matchups, and I know I said I think the MAC is maybe the worst, and I do think, honest to God, I know JMU's playing out of the Sun Belt, the Fun Belt, and probably last time I'll say this, maybe unless we got another one on the schedule. Conference USA is being slept on too much, and if it hasn't been clear with me taking, I think, every single Conference USA team so far, I'm going to take another one here, and I'm going to go with Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, to take care of business. I think Conference USA is being slept on. The Sun Belt has fallen off in the last couple years. Not as hard as the MAC, and obviously JMU, who, by the way, is the newcomer in this damn conference, running the show. I imagine in a couple years, if JMU keeps it going, they're going to be looking to a better conference than the Sun Belt, which may be interesting. But if JMU, you win the Sun Belt a couple of years in a row, the ACC might be like, all right, yeah, we playoff representation. We need somebody more competitive because I do think
Yeah.
JMU probably goes 7-5, 8-4 with an ACC schedule. If I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, that's
um,
fair.
and then you throw out the argument that they didn't play anybody, but they're not making the playoffs as a 4-loss ACC team. So trade-offs, whatever. But yeah, give me the Hilltoppers in this one. I believe, if I'm not missing anything, there might be one or two more. But anyways,
Yeah,
I'm going pretty close to, if not a clean sweep for the Conference USA in these bowl games.
I like it. Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. UNLV, Ohio. UNLV 4.5-point favorites against the Bobcats. 62.5 is the total here. I like this UNLV squad. No, I like them a lot. I like how they've been playing this season. I think they continue on. Give me a UNLV minus 4.5 over Ohio.
Yeah,
I know.
UNLV is a much better team. They're a much better team in a better conference. Ohio's a team that I did have like a little bit of lofty expectations for coming into this season, and they weren't able to live up to that. I mean, this is a team I expected to win the MAC. This is my preseason pick to win the MAC. I thought Ohio. Granted, they had a tough non-conference schedule, but I'm like, okay, you go 1-2 in non-conference, maybe go 8-1, 9-0 in conference play, be at a respectable 1-2 loss or 2-3 loss record, which in the MAC is totally fine, especially when you're playing Rutgers and Ohio State, or two of your non-conference games, your first 2 weeks of the season, and they did almost beat Rutgers. Granted, that's not saying a whole ton. I mean, they could hang with Rutgers. Okay, whatever. Got shit on by Ohio State. I think they covered the spread in that one, but I think it was like a 36-point spread, and they kept it to like 28 or 30 or something like that. But hey, that was against Ohio State at the shoe. So Ohio's no joke, but UNLV, they're a really good team, except for when they play Boise State. And last time I checked, Ohio, Boise State, not the case. If this was the matchup in the Potato Bowl, I'd be saying, oh, UNLV easy loss, because for some reason the skeletons just come out of the closet when anything related to Boise State happens to UNLV. But it's not Boise State. It's not in Boise. It's not even in the state of Idaho. UNLV takes care of business, wins this one. 4.5, too low a spread for this.
Let's go. Next game on the slate, Noah. And I gotta say, like, I love my wife so much, and my family too, my mother and everything like that. They don't mind when I watch sports or like, have it on like, on YouTube TV on my phone or something. They absolutely hate the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl that's on at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Let me tell you that much, brother. We're having a nice dinner or something, just getting out of church, and I'm whipping it out. Oh, I got to see who Hawaii's played it. Anyway, Cal 1.5 point favorites. 54.5 is the total. I know it's in Hawaii, Noah, and I know Hawaii hasn't been that bad this year, but
they get the benefit of having a home game in their bowl game every year.
Every single year. And shout out to them. They deserve it. They might as well. However, I don't think the Calgorithm is going to travel all the way to Hawaii and come back with a loss Christmas morning. So I think Christmas comes early for the Bears. I think it comes early for the Calgorithm. Give me Cal minus that 1.5 against Hawaii.
Yeah, I know. I think their starting quarterback for Cal is in the transfer portal already, or is intending to. Will probably not be playing in this one. Hawaii. It's a home game for Hawaii. Now, the benefit for Cal is it's only about a 5-hour flight.
Yeah, it's a normal,
Whereas if Hawaii draws an East Coast team in this, you're talking about a layover and about a 10, 11-hour travel day to get there. Changes things versus a 5-hour flight, which is actually the same as if California is going to play in what they have been playing on a lot of their road games in the ACC. It's about the same travel time, about the same amount of time zones. I think Cal's going to be totally equipped for this. They're going to be totally fine. I don't know that they win huge, but I do think they'll go in and beat Hawaii.
Yeah. I like it. I like it, Noah. And I think it's time we go ahead and go on a little Christmas break here, Noah. Let's take a quick break, and then we will finish off the bowl games for the rest of the year and the new year. But thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help out a lot more than you know. I'm the Brofict One, AJ. That's the Money Train. Noah, we'll be right back. Good.
Yes, sir.
3, 2. And we are back. What's up, D-Gens? Brofict One, AJ here with the Money Train, Noah. As we are back from our Christmas break, it's time to finish off our 6th annual Bull Bonanza. Noah, you ready to get back into it?
Yeah, while we were gone, AJ actually had an eggnog bowl. What? Okay.
What?
All right.
No, I'm sorry.
Not the response I was looking for there, but yes, Bowl Bonanza.
What did I miss?
I don't know.
Is there not an eggnog bowl?
I don't know. I don't live with you.
Yeah, I'm confused. Anyway, um,
Anyway,
anyway, let's go ahead and get back into it, Noah. The game above Sports Bowl. Okay, I gotta look that one up. What the fuck is that? Game above sports?
the way you're just staring at me after that, like, what the
I'm
fuck?
sorry. Our game above is a privately held global investment company backed by Capstone Holding that
Oh,
is
yeah.
focused on yeah, this is just a big private equity fund about and it's in and look at the okay, I'm sorry, I gotta show this website. This is some trendy ass bullshit if I've ever seen it. Like I can't even click on anything. It's just okay, this is clicking. What the fuck?
What am I looking at here?
You're looking at game above, dude. Look at what they do.
All right. I got my.
Anyway.
I hope the
Oh, wait a minute. I think
stadium.
they do golf sims. That's what they do.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I
Well, they
hope the
do nice
stadium
ass
blows
golf
up
sims. Look at that.
like the Batman movie.
Look at that. That is something there. Anyway, Central Michigan. Oh, wait, I pressed the wrong button there. Central Michigan. What the hell? Central Michigan, Northwestern, 10.5 point favorites. 43.5 is the total at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. No, who you got in this one?
Are there? This is what the first of two bowl games at Ford Field.
Yep.
Man, they're just so tired of the Lions. They got to play two bowl games instead.
Well, they weren't used for the Lions, making runs and being competitive and stuff. And so they had to fill the stadium
Well,
somehow with seats.
yeah, I'm no short lived anyways. About 2 year 2 year thing. But yeah, Northwestern's better than their record says, and Central Michigan, a kind of middle of the pack MAC team, probably a little bit above middle of the pack, but that's not saying much. Northwestern was a couple really tight games from having a really good year. They did
Yeah.
beat Minnesota. They damn near beat Michigan. Damn near had a couple other like this Northwestern team could have been 9-3 in a Big Ten schedule that was not a light cupcake schedule. So I think Northwestern's a legit team. I think they get put in this bowl game because of brand and their record that they had this season. But don't be fooled when Northwestern comes out and absolutely just shit rocks Central.
Yeah, give me Northwestern minus. Probably going to alt spread this one to 21 and a half, 20 and
Yeah,
a half. Have a good day.
this feels like one of those 49-7 non-conference games that we usually have in the first 3 weeks of the year. And we're
Yeah.
just getting into the bowl game. And is Northwestern going to win by that big of a margin? Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them win by 20-30.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a good one for Northwestern there. Keeping it moving, Noah. The Rate Bowl. The Rate Bowl. We might need to go to this one this year.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I got to work, so that.
Plumber, really?
Yeah, and I think there's enough people already on PTO that I probably won't be able to attend this, uh, especially not at 2:30 in the afternoon. If this was 6 or 7 p.m., different story, but 2:30 in the afternoon, it's unfortunately going to be a no go for me because I would love to go to this one. I suppose there is always calling in sick, but I'm not that type of guy. So
All right, but like I don't know about you, but like every once in a while, like if I need to, I would have given my managers like a hey, I don't know, but I might be sick coming up here soon. I don't know about that, but
I think I'm coming out.
just a heads up. I know you didn't approve my PTO, but I'm not going to be here Friday.
I know this is the day after Christmas, but no,
Anyway,
no coincidences here.
none at all. No coincidence that Minnesota's playing either, and they're 2.5 point favorites. 47.5 is the total here, Noah. And I will say, I think the Gophers had a solid season. It really, like, I think, don't get me wrong. It was a typical Minnesota season, but they showed up when they need to. They have some really good wins under their belt. And really, I think they're going to have no problem here against New Mexico. I am going to take Minnesota minus the 2.5 here, under 47.5 as well, please.
Yeah, I mean, the Gopher season, God, the Northwestern loss, That was rough. The loss at Cal early on in the season, non-conference, that was rough. And then you have blowout losses at Oregon, at Ohio State, at Iowa. Those are fine. Whatever. It is what it is. That's the Gophers football program. But I'm going to draw back on the thing that I do every year with this, and that is the fact that PJ Fleck has never lost a bowl game.
That's true.
He has never lost a bowl game, and I want to say he's like 7-0 at Minnesota. God, he's been there forever. Maybe 8-0. I don't know. But I'm looking that up real quick. PJ Fleck bowl record. He's 6-0 at Minnesota. Has not lost a damn bowl game, and I don't figure that's going to here. New Mexico's a good program. Probably should have been in the Mountain West championship game, but the computer said, Bert, nope. So now they're in the Rate Bowl. Minnesota's been here before. PJ Fleck's been here before with Minnesota, and I think he takes care of business yet again in the Rate Bowl.
I like it. I like it. Next one on
taxes and PJ Fleck at Minnesota winning a bowl game.
Hey, necktie mentality. Sky Uma, go Gophers. Next one, Noah, we got Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. FIU, aka Pitbull University, going up against UTSA, the Meep Meeps. UTSA 8.5-point favorites here. 59.5 is the total here, Noah. Do we have confirmation if Pitbull will be there or not, though?
Where is this being played?
It is being played in Dallas, Texas at Gerald J. Ford Stadium.
I'm going to guess no. But
I am also going to lean on the side that Pitbull will not be there.
Yeah, that would be my guess here. This one's an interesting one. I mean, UTSA's got they're favored by a decent number. Part of me thinks this could be a toss-up, but UTSA playing in a much better conference in the American versus Conference USA. Yes, this is the first time I am not taking a Conference USA team. I'm going to go with the Meep Meeps to take care of business. I know you're going to be on the same page, AJ, because you love. It's one of the few, the Raging Cajuns, the Hilltoppers, the Roadrunners. Those are three teams you absolutely cannot find it in your DNA to bet against. So I already know what you're on this.
Meep, yeah. Meep Meeps minus the 8.5. And Noah, you would be proud of me this year, though, in college basketball. Not one time have I bet on Towson or the Camels this year. Not one time.
What about Seton Hall?
I have not bet on Campbell or Towson, Noah. Can we focus on the important shit here, okay?
How much money have you lost on Seton Hall this year, AJ?
Not a lot. That was
I don't even know. I haven't. They've kind of been flying under the radar with not doing anything. So
yeah, because they haven't been doing shit. Have you ever broken up with a girl and then she calls you and is like, hey, let's try to get back together, and then you go on that date and instantly regret that date? That was me betting on Seton Hall the first time this year, and so I've put a ban on them for a while.
You learned your lesson last year.
No, I relearned my lesson again at the beginning of this year, Noah, but that's where the analogy comes in.
Seton Hall is your Sung J M of college basketball. You just have this blind faith in Seton Hall that they're going to do something special every single time they take the court.
Yeah, it's fucked up. That's slowly becoming San Francisco. For some reason, I cannot kick the Dons, Noah. Cannot kick the Dons.
Dons are a great program and a great position. I don't fault that. I mean, you probably win money over the course of the year if you just bet on the Dons every week on the or every game on the spread.
Gotta love the Dons. Anyway, Meep Meeps minus the 8.5. Thank you very much. Next game, I said, never mind. Go Bowling Military Bowl, Pittsburgh, East Carolina. Pitt 4-point favorites here. 59.5 is the total. And yes, Noah, I do have to see if this is really just a campaign to go bowling, or
no. They had to tell these two teams you were going to a bowl game, and they said what? And they said no, go bowling.
Yeah, where every frame is a good time, Noah. Every frame. This isn't just bowling, Noah. This is bowling for families.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised at the spread on this one.
A little bit.
I don't see a scenario where this isn't a massive Pitt blowout. But That's why we play the games. Bowl season's fun. There's always some big upsets because there are, as we said at the top of the show, a lot of unknowns going in. Could Pitt have some opt outs? They had a decent season. They came really close to playing in the ACC championship game, didn't quite get there. But Pitt's a dangerous team. They've been in the AP rankings this year.
Yeah.
They've been in those rankings, not very far into them, but they have been in. They've gotten invited to the party. Nobody wants to talk to them, but they've been invited to the party. 4 points feels way too low on this one. I gotta ride with Pitt.
That was what I was thinking today, Noah. And then my stupid brain started thinking, and that's exactly what the books want you to think. This East Carolina team's not bad. They are solid, and they're just not as sexy as Pitt, you know? And it felt like the AP was trying to grasp at straws to keep an ACC team, you know, somewhat relevant. Give me the Pirates plus the 4. Probably going to sprinkle a little money line on it when all is said and done here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some Pitt last second sits as well, or opt outs as well. But I'm going to EC. Give me Pirates plus the 4.
All right.
All right, let's get to the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Noah, where Penn State and Clemson are doomed to play in Yankee Stadium on December 27th. Clemson, 4.5-point favorites here. 48.5 is the total. Clemson just feels like the wrong pick. Like in my gut, in my blood, in my soul, just Clemson feels like the wrong pick. And I know everything is pointing to Clemson being the right pick, Noah, but you know, call it better's intuition, call it hating Dabo Sweeney. I'm gonna roll with Penn State in this one plus the 4.5. Probably gonna sprinkle that money line as well. And I understand everyone's hating on Penn State. Had a lot of close games, didn't play too bad. A lot of players are going to be playing like, hey, coach, I deserve to stay. I deserve to be here. Don't bring in a transfer. Penn State plus 4.5.
Yeah, this one's like if you watch the show Survivor, this is where you go when they go around towards the end, right before the final, like in the final episode, lighting all the torches of all the people that have been cast away, voted off. Penn State was number 2 in the preseason poll. Clemson was number 4, by the way. These were like before the season started. If you say, "Oh, Penn State, Clemson, they're going to be playing each other after the season ends," you're like, "Okay, that's probably a playoff game, right?" That's probably a play. No, it's the fucking Pinstripe Bowl. That's what we're playing, and that's the prize at hand. Fuck. This one's tough. I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Clemson in this one. It doesn't feel good. It feels icky. It feels like an icky pick right here, but we're gonna take Clemson to take care of business in this one.
All right, that's a disgusting pick, just disgusting, but I respect it.
No. But the preseason number 4 takes down the preseason number 2 at Yankee Stadium.
What an upset! What an upset! Let's go to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. UConn, Army. 5.5-point favorites here. 49.5 is the total here, Noah. Noah, I'm going to tell you a little secret here. I honestly forgot UConn had a football team.
Yeah. Not a bad one at that.
No, and not a bad one at all. 9-3, not too shocking. I'm very shocking there, actually. Army continuing to be 6-5. Army being 5.5-point favorites here is interesting. I'm going to take UConn plus the 5.5. That just feels like a funky line for an Army game, not being at like 4.5, 3.5. Feels like too many points. Yeah, give me UConn.
Yeah, UConn's in an interesting situation, being one of the few independents that we have in FBS.
It's just them and Notre Dame, right? When it comes to football?
Army. No, Army's in a conference now.
Yeah, Army and Navy are in conferences. So
Navy kind of always has been, but Army used to be in. Yeah, it's just those two. Army, Navy, BYU were formerly independent. God, UConn's got a good team this year. They kind of had a hell of a season. Unlike Notre Dame, though, they kind of need to join a conference. And Notre Dame might be the pressure's been definitely turned up from like a 6 to a 9 for Notre Dame this.
Oh yeah.
But the reasoning why Notre Dame hasn't joined a conference makes sense to me. UConn, I'm like, all right, and maybe it's because they have the ties to the Big East in basketball, and they don't want to have to join a lesser basketball conference.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame's part of the ACC in basketball, and a lot of other sports are just independent in football. So I don't see why. And you've got other schools out there with different sports. You got different amount of teams at the top, kind of top level. So I don't see why UConn couldn't join like a Conference USA or maybe even the Sun Belt in football solely. I think it would benefit them. I think they would finish with a pretty decent record in either of those conferences, have a chance to win a conference championship there. Yeah, I'm taking UConn. Army's just been unimpressive this year. I think UConn goes ahead and wins this one. Gets a little 10-3 record on their schedule. A little 10-win UConn football going on.
Woo!
I don't know all the politics behind it, but it's gonna be interesting to see if any conferences are like, hey, you want to join as a football only team. We'll see what happens. Obviously, the Pac-12 getting Gonzaga as a basketball only. I think if that can happen,
Yeah.
I think football only in like Conference USA or the Sun Belt would make sense for UConn.
I would agree there, Noah. I would agree. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to the Pop-Tart Bowl, baby. Let's get to the Pop-Tart Bowl. Georgia Tech, BYU. BYU 4.5-point favorites here. 55.5 is the total. Kalani Sitake is there. Bachmeier is there. And the ACC will continue to prove to be ass, Noah. Give me BYU in a stomping. And, I know I hate to say this because it doesn't mean shit and it doesn't, in the long run do anything for the school or anything like that. But like, I think BYU is going to go out there and take the aggression out for not being included into the playoff this year. I think they're going to go belt to ass against Georgia Tech.
Oh, wait. And not just this year, also last year.
Oh, that's right. This is year 2 now.
Yeah, if you remember last year, they finished 10-2 in the regular season. So they did a game better this year.
Yeah.
Last year, finishing in that 4-way tie where they came on the bottom of those tiebreakers, Iowa State and Arizona State getting to play. BYU felt like they should have had a chance in that Big 12 championship game, could have potentially won it. And then this year, you lose once to Texas Tech, and you get to play them a second time, and you lose a second time, and you finish the year with 2 losses, and they're both to Texas Tech, who, by the way, is ranked, checks notes, number 4 in the country right now. And they don't get a spot in the dance.
No.
I think BYU is going to come into this game very frustrated with a massive chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to blow the brakes off of Georgia Tech and say, hey, why the fuck didn't we get an invite to the playoffs? Not saying Georgia Tech's not going to be motivated in this game, but like, I think BYU is going to be playing at another fucking level in this one, and it's going to be the total like I just got wronged, and now I need to take out my fucking anger on somebody. And Georgia Tech's that team that they're just going to take their anger out on. I mean, Haynes King's amazing. If he's playing in this one, which would probably be his last college football game ever, before he likely goes in the first round of the draft, he could sit out this one. That's another factor to look at.
Yeah.
This line's at 4 right now. If Haynes King's out, this probably jumps to 11, 12, 13-point spread. But, yeah, I think either way, BYU is just going to they need something to take their anger out on, and the only thing left in their path is Georgia Tech, and I think that's what we're going to see here.
Yeah. All right, Noah, let's get lit up in here. Let's go to the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Miami, Ohio, going up against Fresno State. Fresno State, 3.5-point favorites here. 42.5 is the total. And Miami, Ohio hadn't,
Feels fitting that this one's on the CW.
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it just kind of belong on the CW now? I mean,
It
for
absolutely
real.
belongs on the CW.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you the CW had to negotiate for that too. Like, hey, we want the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. All right.
I wonder if I wonder if Gronk's going to be there again this year.
Oh, true. True. We'll see.
Last year was the first year of this with the Snoop Dogg sponsorship,
Yes.
promoting the Snoop and Dr. Dre gin and juice
Gin and
canned
juice.
cocktails.
Have you had that?
I have not tried those yet. No.
All right, I have. Let me tell you, they taste like ass, dude.
Oh
Like
well,
they are not good. Like I
I
don't know again, and like
probably
and
won't
that's the
try them
thing.
now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. It's not worth the price tag. Let me tell you, not worth the. Go buy John Daly's seltzers instead. Those are much better at the same price. But anyway, um, football. Give me Fresno State minus the 3.5. I just think they're a better football team overall.
Yeah, I'm pulling into conference strength again, big time on this one. Fresno State in the Mountain West versus Miami, Ohio, and clearly I've been very down on the MAC, and I think Fresno State takes care of business, wins the game here.
I like it, Noah. Let's go to the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. All right, what the hell is that? Isleta, unincorporated community in Mexico.
Hell yeah.
There's a casino there, so I'm assuming it's the casino.
Hey, man.
Literally, the first thing that popped up was unincorporated city
Yeah.
in New Mexico. So, shout out to them.
I was gonna say, are you saying the Native Americans don't deserve a bowl game, AJ?
Oh, you're right. It would be the Native American. No, and my brain just did not fire that fast to get there.
Yeah, no, hey, shout out.
Shout out.
They said we want a slice of the pie. We want the bowl game, and shout out to them. I love it.
I love it. And they got a solid one. North Texas, San Diego State.
It's a good fucking game too. It's not even a shit bowl.
No, it's not. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl might be the best game on the slate here. North Texas 3-point favorites, 55.5 is the total, Noah. How do I want to say this? I like San Diego State. I like them a lot. Almost went to San Diego State. I think North Texas is, we've just seen it time and time again this season. I think North Texas is the better team on offense, defense, special teams. I want to give the nod to SDSU, but if this was at 3.5, 4 points, I think we're having a different conversation. I'll take North Texas minus the 3, and I'll be okay with the push.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to worry about a push here. San Diego State, another Mountain West team who unfortunately fell victim to the computer algorithm, keeping them out, much like New Mexico. But North Texas, really damn good team. Couldn't quite get it done against Tulane in the American Championship game. This is a really fucking high-octane offense. And if Mestamaker's playing, and I'm not sure if their coach is going to be coaching this. I know he was going to coach out through the rest if they had beat Tulane and went to the playoff, but also curious to see if Mestamaker's playing this game. That makes a huge impact. If Mestamaker's playing, I think North Texas wins this one. Maybe not in a blowout fashion, but I think they'll have control of it, at least on the offensive side of the ball. We'll see, though. I mean, if Mestamaker's not playing this, I might flip flop to San Diego State. But right now, I'm on North Texas at a low spread.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, Noah. Let's go over to the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. I hate some bowl games. Mizzou, Virginia.
I love them all.
I know. This is miserable, though. Virginia, Mizzou, 7-point favorites. 47.5 is the total, Noah. We have mid against mid. Just one of them has a funny name against their number. Which way are you going on this one?
This one's like one of the hardest for me to pick because Mizzou, they're sitting in this funny position in the SEC, which is the better conference, obviously, over the ACC. They haven't beat a damn team with a winning record this year. have not beat a damn team with a winning record this year, but they've been in games against highly ranked SEC opponents. Virginia's needed overtime to get through multiple games in their ACC schedule. I hate that they're hanging this line at 7. That makes it even all the tougher. But fuck, I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Virginia keeps this close enough to maybe force overtime or threaten overtime, but Mizzou ultimately gets the win. Again, I hate the 7 number, but
Yeah.
I'll take Virginia to cover 7. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I think it's just the fact that I really don't think Mizzou has much to stand on.
Yeah, I think I'm still pissed off that the ACC even has a team in the playoffs. So give me Mizzou minus the 7 here. And I'm just hoping a good belt to ass here. Like we'll see Miami get. Anyway, keeping it moving. The Kinders Texas Bowl, LSU, Houston. Houston 3-point favorites there. 41.5 is the total. Do we have confirmation Lane Kiffin is staying at LSU?
I mean, he's at LSU. I don't think he's going to be coaching this game.
No, but like with the Michigan job opening.
Oh,
and,
I would think LSU is a hair above Michigan, so I don't think there's any chance he would be leaving.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, Noah, Houston, LSU. Who do you got here?
Oh boy, I'm gonna take the Tigers. Coming in as the underdog, Houston's had a nice season. Their defense is pretty damn good. Their offense, maybe some question marks there, but I just feel like LSU is gonna take this one. It's kind of a 50-50 game. I could see this one going both ways, but I also have no clue what LSU we're going to be seeing. It could be a scenario where I think the book's just being conservative, giving Houston the nod as the favorite, assuming that there's a good chance that there's a lot of opt-outs of this game for LSU. Could be the case. If that's the case, Houston probably has an edge. Houston's been a good team this year. They're just they don't jump off the paper or anything. Like, they're not overly impressive. So I think this is one that LSU could grab.
I get where you're coming from. I do. I just think Houston is on a roll right now, and I think they're going to continue rolling. Give me Houston minus the 3 here over LSU and them Tigers. Probably one of the last times I'm going to be saying that. Anyway, keeping it moving. I almost said Northern Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern versus App State. Georgia Southern 3.5-point favorites here. 59.5 is the total in the J Lab Birmingham Bowl. My goodness, I need to learn to read. Who you got, Noah?
This one's interesting because due to opt-outs, we now have a Sun Belt matchup in a bowl game, and it's a rematch of 2 Sun Belt teams that played earlier this year. Neither have been very impressive. This is probably, to me, the bottom of the barrel as far as the bowl games come. I don't know. Who even won this game the first time they played?
I couldn't tell you. I want to say Georgia Southern.
I feel like that might be the case. App State's had a disappointing season. I'm going to check that right now because I am curious. Georgia Southern, they did beat App State 25-23 in App, at App State. What's the spread on this one?
3.5. Georgia.
For Georgia Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take App State to get a little revenge here. It's hard to beat a team twice, but that's my only reasoning on this. I know App State, I believe, 5-7 only in a bowl game because of the amount of withdrawals, opt-outs that we saw. So,
yeah, go ahead and give me Georgia Southern minus that 3.5. I know it's hard to beat a team twice. I don't think it's that hard when it's App State. Give me Georgia Southern minus the 3.5. And yes, that shot was meant directly at App State. I don't want anything to get confused there. Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Louisiana Tech 7.5-point favorites over the Chanticleers. 50.5 is the total. Noah, what you got?
I'm gonna stick to my guns here and Conference USA, baby, better than the Sun Belt. They take care of business. Louisiana Tech wins this game. Thought it was funny. I saw something a week or two ago. It's like, oh, Coastal Carolina fires their coach after going 6-6, 5-3 in conference play. This is coming from a Georgia State fan, and he was like, "But we're okay going 0-8 in conference play and winning one game overall." But that's more of a testament to how bad Georgia State is.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst, not the worst. You got Massachusetts in there. There's a couple worse, but definitely a bottom 10 FBS team year in and year out. Georgia State is, and not much hope that there's going to be a ton of improvement with that program.
No. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I'm on Louisiana Tech too, minus that 7.5. Might bump that up to 13.5. I think I can win this by 2 touchdowns. Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. I will say, Noah, they missed a perfect opportunity to call this the Liberty Bibberty Bowl. Anyway, Tennessee, Illinois, Tennessee, 4.5 point
The
favorite.
Emu Bowl.
The Emu Bowl.
The Limu Emu Music City Bowl.
Well, honestly, so listen, insurance companies, I think we can all agree, have a fuck ton of money, right? Like they have enough money to have the Liberty Bibbity Bowl, the Emu Bowl.
And the shittiest commercials and advertisement.
You don't like the Emu?
All the major insurance companies have the worst fucking advertisement ever. Like
all right, I'm done with Jake from State Farm. Don't get me wrong, but you got to give some credit to the Nationwide Mayhem guy.
Jake from State Farm is the least offensive out of all of them.
What?
I mean,
what?
Fucking Progressive, Liberty Mutual, Geico.
Progressive, I'm over with. Geico's dumb.
I see these ads come on and it just pisses me the fuck off when they come onto my TV because I'm like, I hate this. Like, these are all obnoxious, terrible ads.
Oh, you don't like Mayhem, though? Mayhem's like, I'm a mascot that's late for a game and I just ripped your bumper off.
Yeah, no, that one's fine. Jake from State Farm is fine, but like for the most part, these insurance companies just have the worst, most obnoxious, terrible advertising. But somehow it works, and that's why they continue doing it.
I like Liberty. Anyway,
they spend a lot
I'm
of
not associated
on advertising too, because
so
every other ad you see is for insurance.
So many, and it's like, guys, I already have coverage. Calm down. Anyway, I'm gonna stick with my guns, Noah. I think Tennessee's a bad football team. I don't respect what they've done this season. I don't think they have any juice behind them. I think Illinois is a lot better than people have given them credit for. Give me Illinois on the money line here in the Liberty Bibberty Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, two teams that feel like they're in the same position, both teams that have been in the rankings, kind of started in the rankings, had a decent start to the season, and then finished terribly, both of these teams. I don't know. Yeah, I don't love the 4.5 for Tennessee. I do think Tennessee wins this game. I just think they've got better talent, but God, no, this one's an ugly one, but I'm going to take Tennessee in a shit game.
Yeah, okay.
That honestly, even though it's Big Ten versus SEC, I don't have a ton of desire to watch because I don't know. I've lost any feeling with both of these teams that they actually matter or can do shit. So,
yeah. Let's go ahead. Finally, some short names. USC TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. USC 6-point favorites here. 58.5 is the total. Noah, give me one good reason why I shouldn't go lick a Hypnotoad tonight and get all froggy on this bitch.
Because TCU doesn't belong in this fucking bowl game.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
I don't know how the fuck Arizona didn't get the nod for the Alamo Bowl.
Really?
Finished with a better record, finished better in conference play, and yet somehow TCU's fucking here. I mean, did we not travel well enough when we beat Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl 2 years ago? No, this should have been Arizona's bowl game, and somehow TCU gets the nod. And TCU, they've been okay this season. They've been okay. USC's a much better fucking team. USC's going to wax their asses in this one. I think Lincoln Riley takes care of business and just puts the hammer down on the Frogs. We're going to be seeing sad Frog lose.
Frog lose. Sad Frog. Go Trojans. USC minus 6.
Yeah, that pisses me off though, man. Fuck that. Arizona should have. I don't know how the hell TCU got put in the Alamo Bowl after the season that they've had.
Hey, I get it, bud. I get it. All right, let's go to the ReliaQuest Bowl. Iowa, Vandy, 5.5 point favorites, 47.5 points is the total here. I think this is a little bit like the BYU game, Noah, where, they didn't make the playoffs, had all the hope in the world. And again, I still believe Diego Pavia believes he's playing for a national championship. So give me Vanderbilt minus the 5.5, probably going to take them a little bit more, and give me over half of Pavia to get arrested at this bowl game.
I think the odds are in your favor with that one. Yeah, Diego Pavia, it's going to be his last college football game ever. I don't think he can threaten a lawsuit to get a 7th year of eligibility. That's just the sound logic in me telling me that I don't think that's happening. But that being said, this and him going into this knowing this is going to be his last ever college football game, he will get drafted. I don't think he'll be a first-round pick, but he'll probably be a day 2, maybe day 3 guy in the draft. He'll get his shot in the NFL. I think Diego Pavia is, Heisman will get announced before this. He's not going to win it, but he'll be on that stage. I think he's going to go out and just have a really nice, bang, bang final show. And Iowa's a good football team. They got a really, really tough defense. This is probably one of the best defenses Vandy's played all season or will play. Might even be the best defense. But I still think Pavia is going to show up and give me Vandy to cover any spread on this one.
I like it. I like it a lot, Noah. Let's go to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Yeah, let's get some Tony in this. Arizona State, Duke, 1.5 point favorites, 49.5 is the total. Sam Levitt's gone. Everyone's gone. I think Dillingham has a foot out the door personally. I'm going to go Duke minus the 1.5. Most importantly, out of all of this, though, fuck ASU.
Yeah, I mean, all their best players have already announced they're going into the transfer portal and leaving. This is going to be a decimated ASU squad. Fully healthy in the middle of the season, ASU probably beats Duke by 10 to 14 points. That's just not the case. ASU's not fully healthy. They got a lot of guys who are not going to be playing in this game because they're already announcing that they're hitting the transfer portal. I think Duke goes ahead, follows up their ACC championship with a bowl game win here in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get to the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Noah, with Michigan, Texas, 7-point favorites here. 46.5 is the total. Just a quick update on the whole Michigan situation when it comes to head coaches. A lot of the donors, a lot of people with money are starting to make some rounds and kind of, float their ideas out. And the names, I have an updated list of names that have been thrown out there for the Michigan job. No, we got Brian Kelly, Dabo Sweeney, Jed Fish, Jimbo Fisher, Jesse Minter, and Ken Dillingham, and then I forgot to write a name down. Who's Army's head coach?
Army's head coach?
Yeah,
they're not going. Manny Diaz didn't crack that list.
That's what I'm thinking of. Different. Sorry, Manny Diaz. My bad.
The Duke's coach, Manny Diaz.
Yes. Sorry, I'm getting teams mixed up. It was a long day.
No. You're all good. Yeah, no, that a lot of those names really make sense. Brian Kelly actually makes sense for Michigan.
It does.
He's a Midwest guy. He was just, when he went to LSU, we knew from right off the bat, it was like this. It was weird because it was like, this is not a good culture fit. And he already had his one big scandal as a college football head coach. And when he killed a kid.
Yeah. Brian Kelly killed a kid. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah, sorry, I just have to work that in every time we talk about Brian Kelly.
Every time. Brian Kelly killed a kid. We cannot let that die.
the big media likes to never mention that and likes to just forget that even happened. But yeah, Brian Kelly killed a kid.
He killed a kid.
Um,
Let's never forget that.
but yeah, he would actually make some sense for Michigan. I think returning to the Midwest, it's going to be a better culture fit there at Michigan.
Yeah.
Plus, Michigan, cheating's okay. As long as
Cheating on
it's not with
football
a
games on
staffer.
your wife. Yeah. And again, if Sharon Moore cheated on his wife and it wasn't a staffer, like he's probably still Michigan's head coach.
Oh yeah, and all the other stuff. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Anyway.
yeah, Michigan. I don't know who's going to be coaching this game for Michigan.
Who's going to be playing for this team?
I think this is going to be a very distracted team in Michigan versus a Texas team who, again, maybe third time around that we're talking about a team that might be playing with a chip on their shoulder. I think Texas is going to put up a really good game, and I think Michigan's just going to be distracted. I just don't think their heads are going to be in the game, regardless of who's playing or not playing. They're focused right now on, can we bring back Bryce Underwood? Can we bring back a number of these other impact players that now all of a sudden that's a big focal point. And will these players even be playing in this game? Will they want to come back next year? There's so many distractions that I just don't see Michigan even being competitive in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is over by mid-second quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Texas about to go belt to ass on a, as you mentioned, distracted Michigan team, and for good reason. Noah, give me Texas minus that 7. Might have some fun and take it at 14, 13.5, though. A couple of games I want to do that on. I might do a nice little bull parlay.
The crazy thing is, if you asked me this a week ago, I would have said, Michigan's beating Texas.
Exactly. But, amazing how things change in a week.
Yep, and in light of everything that's going on, I don't think Michigan's even going to be there mentally. So,
nah. Let's go on to.
At the end of the day, the bowl game doesn't really matter. So,
no, not really. But let's go ahead and go on to the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Nebraska, Utah, 15.5 point favorites. 50.5 is the total. Nebraska has not given me any reason this season to make me believe that they can cover 15.5 against Utah.
Yeah, this is maybe the biggest. I think this is the biggest spread.
Biggest spread we've run into so far, absolutely.
And I think the biggest spread in any of the bowl games.
From what I'm seeing, yeah, I would agree.
That being said, in the distribution bowl, I think Utah is going to distribute an ass whooping to Nebraska. These are two teams that are just not on a level playing field. And Utah, as they keep begging and screaming to join the Big Ten, they're going to say, look, we whooped ass on Nebraska. Let us into your conference. And the Big Ten's probably still going to say, nah, we got enough teams already. Yeah, this is going to be a bloodbath. I just don't see this one even potentially being a close game. No. And Rayola's hitting the transfer portal.
Did you see the memes of him going to Texas Tech?
Yeah, that would be funny as hell. Not going to happen, I don't think.
But... No, not going to happen, but that would be hilarious. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't see this one being close at all. The 15.5 point spread makes sense. It's not even a look at it like, that line's too big. It's like, maybe that line's too small.
Yeah, no, it might be way too small. But let's keep moving, Noah. Now, when I think of companies with a lot of money, and I mean like a lot of fucking money, Noah. I would always think of them buying a bowl game that has, big names in it, Power 4 conference and everything like that. And yet we have the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl with 5-7 Rice and 6-6 Texas State.
Hell yeah, brother.
Texas State 10-point favorites. 59.5 is the total here. Give me some. I'm going to take Texas State minus the 10. I was tempted to take Rice there plus the 10, but this is
Well,
not college basketball.
Rice might be our fourth team playing with a chip on their shoulder because
Oh,
holy fuck, have they been dragged on social media and in press conferences? All these teams talking about, oh well, what's the point in playing any tough non-conference games when we could just go beat Rice by 40 points? And for some reason, Rice got name dropped like
every
3 or 4
time.
times, and
Every time.
they are not the worst FBS team. They're
No, not at all.
they're playing in a bowl game. Yeah, they went 5-7 and early in because of opt-outs, but for some reason, Rice became this punching bag for like Notre Dame and Notre
Everyone.
Dame and Texas both name dropped Rice as, oh, we'll just play Rice then. And if I'm at Rice,
Like,
I'm
you
like,
could have said Yale. You could have said Harvard. You could have said,
you could have said UMass, who's
yeah,
the
seriously.
worst team in FBS.
Yeah.
You could have said Georgia State, but no, for some reason, Rice came up multiple times, at least 2, if not 3. And it's like, if I'm Rice, I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I catching strays over here? Like,
Seriously.
I know we're not great, but like, we win some games. Um, yeah, crazy. Bulletin board material, if you will, for Rice. I don't know that they beat Texas State, but man, I think in-state rivalry in Texas. I don't know if it's truly a rivalry, but I'm going to take Rice to cover, maybe even sprinkle a little bit to win because if I'm Rice, I've got all the bulletin board material I need. It's like, hey, these teams think they're just going to come in and beat us by 40 or 50 points. We're not standing on that. They may beat us by 20, but we're going to keep it. We're going to cover the damn spread. This one against Texas State, who's had an underwhelming season. They have been in a lot of tight games, but I think Rice makes this a fun one.
I could see. I could see it.
Put some respect on their name.
I'm good. I'll leave their name as is. Let's go to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Noah. Navy, Cincinnati Navy, 4-point favorites here. 55.5 is the total. Navy having a uncharacteristically good year for an armed forces team, for an academy team or anything like that. Great football all around. They're going to have a great game against Army this week. And honestly, I'm still not over Cincinnati screwing me in the playoffs the couple years back. So give me Navy minus the 4 here. Going to stay under 55.5 in this one.
Yeah, this will be a interesting one. I'm shocked to see Navy as the favorite by 4 points in this.
Really?
I know they have a good defense, solid offense, but unless Sorsby's not playing and I don't know something, Sorsby's a hell of a quarterback. Cincinnati's a pretty damn good Big 12 team. I know they didn't finish the season super strong, but I have a hard time not taking Cincy to win this one outright over Navy. They're just the better team. And I think that's going to show here. I think Cincinnati wins this one outright. If Sorsby is out, maybe it's a little bit closer, but I still think I favor Cincinnati to win.
Okay. All right. Well, Noah, let's get to the easiest game to pick of the College Bowl slate, Noah. Let's go to the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. Okay, what is Trust and Will? It's got to be a Trust and a Will company, right? Like they do just Trust and Wills.
One would assume, yeah.
All right, yes. The first one that makes sense, Trust and Will Estate Planning. Shout out to them. In the Holiday Bowl, Noah,
They were real creative with naming that business.
Real fucking creative. Arizona, SMU. Arizona, 3-point favorites. 51.5 is the total. Bear down. Go Cats. Arizona, minus the 3.
Yeah, I can't even get as excited about this one as I wanted to because, again,
I know.
why the fuck are we not in the Alamo Bowl? But
I know.
it's okay. If you want to see Arizona put belt to fucking ass against SMU, you can have Arizona putting belt to ass against SMU instead of having a probably competitive, fun game against USC. But whatever. Whoever selected these damn bowl games, this was their biggest fucking goof, was somehow valuing TCU above Arizona this season, and it's frankly it's disrespectful, and I
Yeah.
don't like it. And so we're going to go out and prove that we're just going to put belt to ass on this SMU team, who, with a week left in the season, had a chance to be playing in their conference championship game. Doesn't matter. Yeah, little pony's going to go home sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to beat SMU in the My Little Pony Bowl, and that's that. Yeah. Especially down the stretch, second half of the season,
I
we got
know. I
to
know.
playing it. Like, this doesn't feel like an even matchup. I'm surprised that this spread is as low as it is.
I am too, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week. Let's get to our last bowl game of the Bull Bonanza, Noah. Let's get to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Wake Forest, Mississippi State.
I love that this is the last one.
I do too. It makes
Bowl
me
season.
happy.
Bowl season gets to end with the winning coach getting a Mayo bath.
You gotta love it. Yeah, you gotta love it. That's
There's
college football at its finest.
Yeah, what better way than to end the bowl season, end a bowl game with your head coach getting what most would call a fantasy football punishment for finishing last place?
Exactly. But instead, you won the game. You won the game. So Mississippi State, 2.5-point favorites, 56.5 is the total. Noah, I'm not going to lie. I saw this spread and I almost flipped the table over I was sitting at. I am sick and fucking tired of everyone trying to make Mississippi State happen. Let me tell you something, brother.
I thought you were going the other direction on that, because I know you also hate Wake Forest. This is a hate bowl for you, AJ.
And somehow the Mississippi State hate just comes out a little bit more in me. Because don't get me wrong, like, I have been a delusional fan before. I said at the beginning of the NFL season, Kyler Murray was going to be an MVP candidate. Noah, I'm a homer. I'm delusional. I get it. But I also know there's a line and there's a point. And these dumb motherfuckers at Mississippi State just really think they are the king's crop and nothing else. Like, they think they are literally the cream of the crop and no one can touch them, and yet they somehow come out with a losing record, have to get into a bowl game because no one else wants to play in bowl games, and it's despicable. It's disgusting. It's sick. Those people need to be checked out. Give me Wake Forest on the money line. I hate this game. I hate everything this game stands for, but most importantly, I just want Mississippi State fans to shut the fuck up for 5 seconds and, like, really look in the mirror and realize, oh, we ain't shit. We haven't been shit for a long time. I can't remember the last time we were shit. So, fuck you, Mississippi State. Go Wake Forest.
This is a very geographically pleasing bowl game.
True.
Bowl being played at pretty much a midpoint of the two teams there.
As midpoint as you can get.
Although, actually, wait, it's in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Wake's
Charlotte.
But not a far travel for Mississippi State. It is a good geographical. Yeah, it's not a midpoint, but whatever. Doesn't matter. There's about 2 teams. No, I'm gonna say there's 3 teams where I just can't stand watching when they have home games. Mississippi State is one of them. Those fucking Cowboys are so annoying. South Carolina and their stupid fucking Gamecock thing is up there, and then USC's band would be the third one for me. It's just the repetitive same noise over and over again for 3 hours just drives me crazy, and those are the 3 teams that do it best. That's not relevant to this game at all. I just wanted to get that out there. The ACC's ass. Wake Forest is ass. I think a 5-win Mississippi State takes home the bowl game here. SEC's gonna, mark my words, gonna have a losing record in bowl games. They only play in, I think, 4 of them that are not college football playoff. Granted, they do have 5 teams in there. But yeah, the premier conference, right? They got 5 teams in the playoffs because ESPN owns the SEC and they also own the playoffs. And then the teams that aren't in it, most of them are like good teams, right? You talk about Vandy, Texas, Mizzou, and Tennessee, depending on how you feel about them. And then you got Mississippi State. Right? 5 teams in Vandy, Tennessee, Mizzou. That's 3 more teams. Makes 8. I feel like Texas, that makes 9. and you got what 16 teams in the SEC, and then you got the other 7, which are just shitty, shitty fucking teams. Mississippi State gets a nod. But, like, is Mississippi State really that much better than Kentucky, Arkansas?
No,
I don't know who I'm
no,
leaving off this damn Auburn, uh,
no.
which Auburn's got the money and the football prowess. They'll be back to being competitive in a little bit of time. Like, I don't worry necessarily about that. But I do think Mississippi State wins this game. I think they maybe even cover the spread here. But this is, God, not a bowl game I'm excited about, but it is the Mayo Bowl. I will watch it, and I can't wait to see one of these coaches get a Mayo bath.
Absolutely. It's the best. Bull season is the best, Noah, and we have done it. We have made it through our 6th annual Bull Bonanza. You have anything else to say before we call it a day?
No, we'll be back at you with the college football playoff here in the next week or so. Breaking down our bets and predictions for the first round and probably going through the whole bracket and what we got there. I know we did a quick fire of that in an episode earlier this week, but yeah, I'm excited for the bowl. It's great because who doesn't love Tuesday, Wednesday, midday?
Oh yeah, I'll be at work, just have my phone on the side, and yeah, I'm working.
Yeah, it makes the day more interesting, right? I mean, who doesn't love a Tuesday afternoon football game?
I don't know, Noah. I don't know. I don't want to know the person that doesn't love that. But
and especially when it's a meaningless game, it's great. It gives you something to bet on, something to watch if you don't bet, something to watch and bet on if you do both. It's going to make the workday a lot better, especially when we get into the slow part of the season, depending on what industry you're in. I know for myself, mid to late December, super fucking dead and slow. So if there's some football I can be watching on my work computer, I'm going to be doing that.
Amen, brother. Amen. But that's all we got today. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone here on Rumble, over on YouTube and X. Y'all are the best. If you like what we're cooking, please hit those like buttons, hit the follow buttons. Does help us out a lot more than you know. But with all that being said, I'm the Brofict one, AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. Enjoy your bull season, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.